Stop whatever you're doing right now, because you won't believe the jaw-dropping drama surrounding Teyana Taylor's whirlwind love life. In less than a year, she went from being half of a Hollywood power couple, admired for that ride-or-die devotion, to standing in the middle of a messy legal storm with her ex, Iman. Just when you think you've heard it all, cheating rumors, bizarre demands over child support, and mind-boggling allegations of secret side relationships, Teyana flips the script by stepping out with an unexpected new man who has everyone talking. He's got the big screen charisma and the looks to match, and rumor has it they're done hiding their chemistry. Now the internet is on fire with the question, is Teyana truly moving on for real? Or is she just out to leave Iman reeling from regret? Teyana and Iman once inspired social media hashtags about how love could be glamorous, trusting, and fiercely loyal. They looked unstoppable, mixing bold fashion statements with an almost fairy tale romance, complete with adorable kids and a bond that seemed unbreakable. Fans ate it up. We rooted for them, memorized their couple photos, and believed every interview that showcased them as the perfect match. But behind the well-filtered Instagram stories and the carefully curated public appearances, cracks started to show. Like all illusions, their picture-perfect narrative began to crumble as soon as rumors of infidelity surfaced. And for a while, Teyana did everything in her power to clean up the mess, shutting down gossip left and right. Yet, behind the scenes, something had changed. Teyana's official move to end the marriage came as a shock to many who missed the warning signs. She quietly filed for divorce in September 2023, and at first, it seemed like it might be one of those rare splits handled with maturity. No mudslinging, no petty battles, just two adults deciding they'd grown apart. But that fantasy of an amicable breakup disintegrated the moment Iman stepped into the courtroom and unleashed a flurry of demands. He wanted every gift he'd ever given her, including a condo that had her name on the deed and even a share of her premarital music royalties. The audacity of trying to lay claim to earnings she racked up before he was even in the picture had fans doing double takes. It was about as far from amicable as you could imagine. Then came the child support controversy, where Iman argued he earned far less than Teyana and shouldn't have to keep up the payments they'd initially agreed on. That's when Teyana's lawyers dropped the real bombshell: financial receipts indicating that Iman spent a jaw-dropping amount of money monthly on everything but his kids. We're talking luxurious restaurant bills, flashy travel, and other pricey habits that easily totaled well over $100,000 a month. Yet, he had the nerve to claim he couldn't afford $8,000 per child. The contradiction made people question what his real motives were. Was he genuinely strapped for cash? Or was he just out to punish Teyana for stepping away? Money drama alone can sink a relationship, but that wasn't even the half of it. When Teyana finally opened up about Iman's behavior, she confirmed a long-standing rumor. The cheating didn't just start later in their marriage. It had been going on before they even said, "I do." She alleged he continued to be unfaithful when she was pregnant, and even used their newborn in photos he sent to other women. The sheer level of disrespect left fans speechless, especially given Teyana's public image as a devoted wife who stuck by him through thick and thin. Many wondered how she managed to smile in interviews, post sweet couple pictures on social media, and keep a united front for so long, when behind closed doors, she was quietly dealing with heartbreak and betrayal. Iman tried to clap back, implying that Teyana had been unfaithful too. But she insisted that any relationships she pursued were during their breaks or legal separations, times when she was free to see other people without it counting as cheating. Time and time again, Teyana came forward to protect Iman's reputation. Whenever rumors spiked, like when people speculated he'd fathered a child outside their marriage, she rushed to deny them, telling fans to trust her word and let them live their lives in peace. She even scolded followers on social media for entertaining gossip without evidence. But eventually, another piece of evidence would surface, forcing Teyana to either defend him again or remain silent. Each new scandal chipped away at the public's perception of Iman and made Teyana look like the one trying to hold a sinking ship together. That ship finally sank a few months before Teyana filed for divorce, when a video surfaced showing Iman in a situation that was impossible to explain away. You could clearly hear his voice, and it wasn't just a casual hangout, it was the last straw for Teyana. Soon after, she revealed they'd been separated for a while, and she was done pretending everything was sunshine and roses. She took a more straightforward approach, clarifying that their split wasn't about infidelity at that point, implying she knew about his flings for some time. It was about respect, something she felt was continuously disregarded. That's when the real legal fireworks began, as she geared up to face him in court. While all this chaos played out, Teyana kept a laser focus on her career and her kids. She had music projects on the horizon, fashion endeavors cooking, and 2 daughters she refused to let get overshadowed by a toxic divorce. She might have been scarred by the betrayal, but she wasn't about to let that define her. And that's precisely when fans noticed something new happening. Suddenly, Teyana was turning up at events with Aaron Pierre, an actor quickly gaining traction in Hollywood. Known for his dramatic roles and slated to become the new Mufasa, Aaron isn't the type to court tabloid drama, so people were stunned to see him on Teyana's arm. Or was it the other way around? Speculation soared after they appeared together at a 15% pledge program event. They looked comfortable, even playful, whispering in each other's ears and laughing at inside jokes. A few days later, they attended the American Black Film Festival's gala, causing even more online chatter. When Aaron won the Rising Star Award, Teyana's proud embrace grabbed the attention of photographers, fueling endless rumors that these two were more than just friends. For Teyana, it was a moment of genuine happiness. But the internet being the internet, people instantly started spinning theories. Some argued it was a publicity stunt, while others believed it was a genuine new chapter in her love life. On social media, the debate erupted. Supporters praised Teyana for finding someone new, insisting she deserved a fresh start after her tumultuous history with Iman. A few cynics claimed she was rushing into another relationship for the sake of headlines or to provoke jealousy in her soon-to-be ex-husband. Regardless, the images of Teyana and Aaron beaming at these events went viral. Memes popped up, hashtags formed, and fans began projecting the idea that they might become entertainment's next power couple, a big step up from the negativity Teyana had waded through for the past year. If you believe the insider chatter, Iman is anything but cool with this development. Friends of the former NBA star reportedly say he's been spiraling, unable to handle the idea of Teyana moving on so openly. Some think his aggressive demands in court were partly a reaction to seeing her all over social media with another man. After all, it's one thing to break up quietly, it's another to have your ex on every blog site, smiling with a potential new partner who's getting labeled as the upgrade. The scorn and embarrassment might be too much to bear for someone who once acted like he couldn't be replaced. So, is Teyana using Aaron as a tool to get under Iman's skin? Or are the sparks between them the real deal, free from the baggage of her past marriage? That's the million-dollar question no one has a definitive answer to yet, but watching Teyana glow in public and seeing how Aaron looks at her suggests a genuine bond. They're not exactly hiding their connection, and for a woman who spent the last few years covering up for someone else's shady behavior, that openness could feel like a breath of fresh air. Even so, not everyone is sold. Some fans point out that Teyana has a history of fiercely defending and promoting the men in her life. She did it with Iman for years, even when the evidence of his wrongdoing was overwhelming. So maybe she's just one of those people who throw their full support behind a partner, no matter what. Others recall how Teyana's loyalty came back to bite her, questioning if she might be repeating similar patterns and ignoring red flags. Aaron Pierre might be a promising actor, but no one knows what skeletons he could have tucked away. The entertainment industry is tricky like that. Today's rising star could be tomorrow's scandal magnet. Meanwhile, Teyana's children remain at the center of it all, and that's where her attention seems to truly lie. For all the rumored romance and the messy divorce, she consistently reiterates that her daughters come first. Those who know her say she's a hands-on mother, making sure the little ones don't get lost in the grown-ups' battles. The dynamic between Iman and the kids is harder to gauge. He was once painted as a doting dad, but the court disputes over child support and spending habits have darkened that image. Nobody wants to see children used as pawns in a divorce, but that's often how these things play out, especially when there's money and pride on the line. It's also worth noting that Teyana tried multiple times to keep the details of her marital issues out of the spotlight. She rarely addressed rumors unless they threatened to spiral out of control. But after so many storms, she reached a point where honesty felt like her only option. The more Iman contested in court, the more the ugly truth spilled out, confirming that the relationship had been on shaky ground for a long time. Teyana's willingness to finally acknowledge the issues may have allowed her the emotional freedom to explore a connection with someone new. Aaron Pierre, for his part, maintains a classy silence. He fields questions with polite deflections, never revealing too much about the nature of his bond with Teyana. Some interpret this as a sign of respect. He's letting her lead the narrative, since she's the one navigating a very public divorce. Others think he's simply avoiding the media circus, focusing on his next big Hollywood role instead of fueling tabloids. That reserved approach only makes people more curious, though. Every time they show up at an event together, the gossip mill churns with renewed intensity. But neither one of them is offering clarity. And in show business, that kind of mystery can be oddly beneficial. As for the future, nobody really knows how this will all shake out. The divorce proceedings could drag on, with more startling revelations coming to light. If Iman keeps pushing for an extreme slice of Teyana's earnings or resisting child support, public sentiment could turn even more fiercely in her favor. On the other hand, if Teyana and Aaron officially confirm their relationship, the spotlight might shift from the divorce to their blossoming romance, potentially giving Teyana some much-needed relief from the negativity. Some watchers believe Teyana and Aaron's connection might inspire a new creative phase for her. After all, heartbreak has fueled some of the biggest hits in music history, and Teyana isn't shy about channeling her personal experiences into her art. A rumored collaboration, or even a cameo from Aaron in a music video, would send her fans into a frenzy. Think about it. Teyana's flair for choreography and cinematic visuals, combined with Aaron's theatrical background. It might just be the artistic reset she's looking for. And if they end up being each other's muses, it could turn into one of those iconic Hollywood romances that fans talk about for years. But one question still nags at everyone. Will Iman manage to salvage even a shred of dignity, or has he already burned every bridge with his outlandish demands and alleged dishonesty? It's possible he might realize that battling Teyana so publicly only damages his own reputation and attempt to pivot to a more conciliatory approach. Stranger things have happened in celebrity breakups. Then again, if the bitterness runs too deep and the pride is too big, we might be in for even more scandalous headlines before this is all said and done. There's also the possibility that Teyana's new relationship could give her the leverage to walk away from the divorce negotiations feeling stronger than ever. If she has emotional support and feels stable financially and professionally, she doesn't have to concede to any outrageous settlements. And that might be exactly what's infuriating Iman. He may have underestimated her resilience. If he counted on her feeling lost without him, her glowing appearances with Aaron are concrete proof that she's anything but broken. Fans remain divided over the question of whether Teyana is truly moving forward or just acting out of spite. One camp cheers her on, flooding her social media with messages like, "Yas, queen, do you?" and "You deserve better." Another camp warns she might be jumping too fast into something new, worried she hasn't fully processed the trauma of her last relationship. But Teyana isn't exactly asking for anyone's permission. She's made it clear she's going to live her life on her own terms, whether that means dating Aaron publicly or keeping certain details to herself. And if her track record of forging her own path in the music and fashion worlds is any indication, she won't let outside opinions dictate what she does next. At the end of the day, the Teyana Taylor and Iman saga has become a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of mixing fame, fortune, and fragile loyalty. It's a story of how someone can fiercely defend a partner until the illusions crumble, revealing the shaky foundation beneath. It's also a story of how one person's repeated betrayals can push a faithful partner to finally say, enough. And now, with Aaron Pierre in the picture, it's morphing into a story of second chances and newfound happiness, or at least the hope of it. What's undeniable is that Teyana has reclaimed her narrative. She's no longer just the spouse standing beside Iman, smiling for the cameras while ignoring the chaos brewing behind the scenes. She's a solo act again, one who can reinvent herself and embrace whatever or whoever brings her genuine joy. Maybe it's Aaron. Maybe it's a combination of her artistic passions and her role as a mother. Whatever form it takes, it certainly looks like she's stepping out of a dark chapter and into a light that's been waiting for her all along. The big question is whether the drama will subside or intensify. Will Iman keep firing off legal accusations? Or will he finally settle things so both parties can move on? Is Teyana heading for a blissful future with Aaron? Or is this just a passing fling that distracts her from the stress of divorce? Fans have become amateur detectives, ready to dissect every post, every interview, and every snippet of rumored info. The next twist could arrive any day now, and you can bet people will be glued to their feeds, looking for that moment when Teyana might finally make a public statement about her new romance, or when Iman might decide to speak up again in an attempt to sway public opinion. In a time when celebrity breakups can be as scripted as blockbuster movies, Teyana's real-life story is unfolding with no cutscenes and no guaranteed happy ending. But it's precisely that unpredictability that has captivated everyone watching. Whatever happens next, Teyana and Iman's fall from grace and her possible rise into a new era with Aaron will remain a headline magnet. Those who supported Teyana from day one are crossing their fingers that this is the beginning of something better. Those who doubted her relationship with Iman all along are saying, "Told you so," and leaning in for the next dose of tea. Only Teyana truly knows whether her heart is ready for a fresh start or if she's still piecing it back together after everything she's been through. Either way, the paparazzi, the fans, and even casual onlookers can't seem to turn away. This is the kind of saga that keeps everyone guessing. And right now, the person who once stood in Iman's shadow is stepping into the spotlight on her own terms. It's a shift that was long overdue. If you needed a reason to keep your eyes glued to the Teyana Taylor story, this just might be it. Because at the rate things are going, the next chapter might be even wilder than the last. And Teyana seems determined to script it herself, free from anyone else's control.